These men were training with Ethan in the courtyard earlier.
So?
I could have crippled them all under the guise of training, but I missed the opportunity.
Given the choice, I much prefer to keep watching you than outside. Thinking of those two in there, I could joust with them.
Enough! Enemies are within our wall.
Enemies? Good.
You little...
You again? Not another move if you value your life. I won't be fooled by you twice, slut.
Jane!
Mors, thank the Seven, you're alive! But what have those animals done to you?
Nothing compared to what I've done to them. We've come to get you out of here.
Not likely, I'm afraid. Tell me, Alistair.
Silence, you soul. Morse.
Who are you? Alistair? The servants have spoken of you. Mors, I don't trust your friend.
So, this is the girl you've been telling me about.
We don't have time for introductions. We can discuss everything once we're outside the...
Did you hear that?
Harden.
Alistair, what is this act of treachery? How dare...
You've murdered my brother in your vile dungeons. You lied and
You are making... Listen, my niece has played no part in this. If you let her go, I will spare your lives.
So, Harden.
Alistair.
Harden, if you let us leave...
I cannot do that, Emma.
Uncle!
Silence. Careful now. Think hard about what you're doing.
This is for Gawain. One life for another.
No! Wretch!
And you, I have a much more painful...
You... Kill them, but don't harm the girl.
No!
Stop, all of you! No one fire! Jane, my child, don't do anything rash. Your life is too precious to me. Think about it. I'm offering you a future as Queen of Westeros.
I'd advise you to try nothing. Otherwise you risk killing the child.
Morse, this is our chance.
What do you mean?
You remember that night with the Frey twins, when their father came storming into the bedroom?
You broke your leg, if I remember well. We're too old for such foolery. Besides, Jane would never survive.
Well, do you have a better idea?
We'll never leave Jane.
Mors, they won't hurt me. Not while I have this child within me.
Jane, no.
You made the right choice, my child. You two, lay down your arms immediately. It's over.
Get ready, Morse. Harden! By R'hllor, you will pay for my family's death. Stop this!
Take the girl away, and keep her under close guard. As for these dogs, bring me their heads before nightfall.
Mors.
Best to keep going, Alistair. We shouldn't stop now.
Relax, Morse. We need to gather our strength. Besides, we haven't seen anyone on our tail since yesterday. They're probably still searching the castle ditches for our bodies.
If we see them, it's already too late. Harden won't give up that easily. Maybe if we avoid building fires.
Listen, we're soaked, and the wind is like 1,000 icy daggers. I would rather die by the sword than by sickness.
15 years in the wall's shadow.
I'm not... Anyway, you never did tell me how you ended up in those dungeons. Something very important must have happened to get you involved in all that again. It had something...
Yes,
Of course. Just like you to take on a dubious
true enough. Well, I couldn't protect her by staying at Castle Black. I decided to take her to the house where I'd left my family. But we fell in.
Your house in the Riverlands? Why the flame did you go there?
I thought we would be safe there. And I wanted to see Taya and Serena again. But their graves. I took the Black only because I thought you would be protecting them.
I am so sorry, Morse. There's nothing to ease that kind of pain, I know.
What happened? When was it?
I don't know. Probably the work of brigands. There was so much to do. I couldn't stay with your family. But when I returned to them, it was already too late. I paid them my last respects and buried them.
That's all? You swore you would protect them.
Blame me all you want if it helps you. I have cursed myself.
I doubt that. You would already have stuck a knife in your chest.
You were already at the wall. You didn't know what was happening at the time. I did what I could to protect your family, and I failed. But
So now you blame me? They would have had nothing to fear.
horse shit! The moment you defied Lord Tywin Lannister, you...
So you think I should have murdered Princess Elia?
But you had to. It was war. The Lannisters had to prove their loyalty to the Baratheons. Lord Tywin could not allow one of his knights to refuse an order at the time. You know the reigns of Castamere as well as I do, Mors. Tywin Lannister is so merciless that a song was made of his cruelty. You knew your refusal would put your family in danger, but that...
Damn you!
It's easy for you, isn't it? You have always acted first without regard for... After you left, I fell into disgrace. Did you know that Lord Tywin ordered Gregor the Mountain to do the job you refused? The way in which he massacred the princess and her children, you could not have saved them. You condemned Tyre, and so much for all the good that came of your fucking honor.
What you say is true. May the Father have mercy on me.
We both failed, my friend.
What irony. I was ready to die when I made that Jane.
Ah, yes. Jane. I know you, Mors. You would go alone to rescue her from Halton. I have my own matters to settle.
Thank you.
Now, tell me. I still don't know who this girl is.
She is of Targaryen blood. And on top of that, she is carrying the unborn bastard of King Robert. Jon Arryn knew about the child and tried to hide her by sending her north. Because of that, there are many who will do anything to get their hands on her and her child. If only it were just Halton. Even your bastard brother is after Jane.
I was aware of that, yes. I heard about this. It's not just Valar that we have to deal with here. That snake has done well for himself since the rebellion. He's now in the service of the Queen herself.
How do you know all of this?
I went to the Red Keep on my return. There I learned that from what I heard, Valar was... Your Jane is on his list.
Valar. I look forward to destroying him
I've watched how he works.
We should deal with Jane first. Once we have her, we can go after your brother. Agreed? Well... River Spring. How do you suffer this place? To draw breath is to suffocate.
This is my home, Mors. My people, my land, my town. I suppose the wall is...
Alistair, is it really you? You're alive!
Of course.
Died for the Queen, they said. As if that would really happen.
But it's Valar. That snake told everyone that he saw you die with his...
Valar? He's here?
Yes. That's what I...
Ryman, you know Sir Mors Westford. He was at my side.
Well, he came here one day with his Bloodseekers. A bloody bunch of thieves. He put them in the castle, then declared that they had to stay. Meanwhile, he's been acting like the... He even stripped me of my rank of captain to give it to that bloody Wex. What I wouldn't give to rip the guts out of those two there.
That son of a whore sent his wretches to cause trouble at the wall, and now this. I will skin him alive.
Calm yourself. Valar is not a foe to be taken...
Think about it, Alistair. The gods have handed him to us on a...
Well, well, what do we have here? Don't tell me Ryman's drunk again.
Captain, you'll have to introduce us to the innkeeper one day.
Who are these two, friend?
Hold your wicked tongue.
Alistair, you say? You shouldn't have come back, my friend.
Those pieces of sh... This attack can...
What, sir?
The wedding! And as everyone believed you...
And Valar or...
But now that you're here, that changes everything. He plans to consummate this marriage before the end of tonight. We
must cut this snake off at the head.
You'll never get in the castle like that. You'll be outnumbered the moment...
The two of us are perfectly capable. Hard and fast, Alistair.
And if we fail? Ryman, how many...
Only a handful, I'm afraid. Valar hanged 3 of my men for treason. After seeing that...
A handful will not suffice.
You should speak with Maester Harwin.
Where can...
At the port. He thought Valar was... He spends his time over there, speaking to both...
Let's go. We have to stop...
Very well. I shall try to gather some...
Beak.
You two...
What was that song again? Have one drink and you're a miserable sod. Have a barrel and you're almost a god.
Hey, that's it. And it looks like you'll be the miserable sod tomorrow, unless you start taking this drinking more seriously. I'll teach you to pick my pocket, you thieving little shit stain. I'll teach you to pick my pocket.
Valar doesn't use half measures, does...
Someone who doesn't like uninvited guests. Let's turn around, Mors. The two of us can't take this door. Let's turn around.
This dung-ridden place won't keep us fed for long. You think Valar will end up with
A gift, yes, of course. But a whole sheep? I simply cannot, my lord.
Your bleating's worse than the godforsaken sheep.
Alistair, thank the Father. Nobody had heard any news of you.
Yes, I am alive and well, but Valar would have it otherwise.
I dreaded something of this vile...
That's the kind of vulture.
Harwin, here...
Then we have to act quickly. The wedding will start soon.
When the news of my return spreads, Valar will lose what little trust still remains. The Lords will join my cause.
I wish it were that simple, Alistair.
Unfortunately, the Lords have never put their trust in you.
And after the rebellion, you vanished. They would have preferred to have seen Gawain follow your father, or even your sister. Because of all this, they accept Valar as their new lord.
But Heart of Fire, how can they be so... Ilyana will have no say what...
Your sister is no fool. If you still live, she will not enter into a marriage that will cost... But to understand that, with your sister's support, you will also gain the allegiance of all those who...
And how would I...
I can pass on a message.
It's risky.
Mors,
I don't want to take any...
Let me remind...
Have you seen Rhyme?
Yes,
I don't like the thought of doing... Harwin, please...
I will have a mess...
Perfect.
Very well. It's done. Ilyana should...
Let's go.
Of course.
Thank you, Harwin.
It's of no use.
You damned animals. Get over here so I can break your skulls.
Thank you.
Pick up your clothes and run.
Settle for this hole. No, it's that Sarwick. Valar warned us about him.